Okay, let's try this once more with feeling. Oh, whew. That was almost real bad. Ow! Fuck this guy. Hitting me through the wall is illegal. It's banned in my country. You might ask, well, what country do you mean? And I mean this one. Once I defeat the hand of the king and rid the king of his throne and crown, this country belongs to me. I don't think so. That was a gamble. I did not know if I could parry that guy and stop his tornado attack. It's one thing to parry an attack. It's another thing to kind of parry a skill. How? Oh boy. Alright, this is where cockiness meets death. Just kidding. Just kidding. The wolf trap has been absolutely an essential upgrade for me. Holy fuck. Ooh, I tried to roll into him and parry, and I rolled past him and parried, which doesn't fucking work. Did he try to step on me? Excuse you? The fuck? Uh-oh. I just need to leave. Alright, what do we got here? Wolf trap 7, cleaver, yep, okay, that's cool, real cool. Doesn't really do anything for our DPS, so I'm fine with just leaving that. That hallway over there is bad news. Cool. Don't need any of these, but cool. The ice boat gives us a nice negative damage receiver. That's something to consider in the future. Okay. Thankfully I have a force field and hello, sir! I didn't expect to see you here. There's so many bad hallways around this place, it's so spooky. Let me wait for my shit to recharge here. Dude, these guys always give me so much trouble in my burn build. Oh shit, that's okay. Those guys always give me so much trouble with my burn build, and then I just put a wolf trap and ba-bam! Ain't nothing they can do! Alright, where's the exit out of here? I'm doing a not trying to kill absolutely every single enemy strategy here, because I don't need to. Oh fuck. I tried to parry, but I rolled too close. Ooh, scroll. I'm feeling a sense of deja vu, but there are plenty of long, deadly hallways in this place. I like this place. And the music's always really intense in this area. Makes me feel like I'm getting some real shit done. Also, oh my god, that one had so many bonuses on it. Jesus. If they all stacked, that'd be pretty cool. But I'm fine. And delete it. I simply just don't need it, honestly. Okay. We're gonna try going upwards. That might get us to where I need to go. But I'm not fully sure. Could end up being a spider rune area, and wow, I was right. Wow. Okay, well, at least there's a door up top for me to go to. Ah, look at that. Bunch of cells. Might as well. See, if you didn't try to pre-game, maybe you would have had more of a chance. Jeez. Holy fuck! Found the hallway of death. It turns out it was even more deadly than I ever could have imagined. Holy shit. I thought, oh, okay, there's like 3 or 4 enemies over here. No, it was like 6. Ridiculous stuff. Huh. Vampirism. I wonder what that's about. Holy shit. Okay, what do you got for me? Downward attacks burn the ground, get gold as well as a cell, dodging plants a bomb. Well, I don't really care about collecting gold over an unlimited distance, and it pretty much has the same tactics boost, so that's an upgrade for me. Yeesh. Alright. We gotta be cautious about this upcoming area. I'm down to half health. Ow. It's actually pretty hysterical how easy it is to just mess with this guy. Ow. Oh, shit. Oh, man, this only parries in a single line? Okay. This is where I heal. It's good because I was considering healing anyway, so whatever, you guys just made me commit. Oh, fuck. I can't hit him from the front, or from the back, so I can't cheese him as much as I did the other guy. Thankfully, I have a weapon that allows me to deal with enemies at a little bit further distance. Also, hey, that was a secret, I think. Because that was kind of slightly off to the side. I didn't even see me breaking the secret area. Oh, shit! I'm so glad that I can basically parry any part of that tornado and live. Okay. So, I need to go down here to where I found the green door, because I think that is where the castle exit is. Look at that. I was right. Okay, so what's over to the left? Oh my. The desk was ransacked. Someone wrote in the diary over the notes of the alchemist, as he called himself. Why do you continue your experiments, you poor fool? We have to stand together in the face of adversity. We have to isolate healthy people from those affected by malaise. Long live the king! Yeesh. Here's the throne room, and then here's a different room with a whole bunch of shit. Holy crap. What is this? Alright. This is a cudgel. Stuns blocked enemies. Stuns last longer if parry is successful. Absorbs 7% of damage when held up. Oh, it just does more. Okay. Critical hits deal 20% of damage. So it's the same thing as what I currently have, so it does 517. And the victims emit a toxic cloud. I'm gonna recycle that. Now this one's pretty insane because it has fucking 3,766 damage on it. So that's pretty nice, but I might try the wolf trap. I want to see how the wolf trap ends up working on the boss. On the final boss. Crusher might be nice because that stage is honestly pretty, like, it is not that big. It is not a very wide stage in comparison to all the other boss stages. So you could cover like a good third of the map with the Crusher, but Wolf Trap has been saving my ass so much. Ooh. I don't think I can get that. Alright, that's disappointing. I need the wolf, or I need the spider ring in order to get to it. Maybe? Yeah, I need the spider ring. Okay, well, that sucks. Not that I wanted a boomerang. But it would have been nice to have the option. Okay. So there's nothing I can really spend my money on? Except for maybe reforging the ice grenade a little bit. Upon thawing, the enemy suffers from bleeding. That's kind of nice. The victim's remains explode. That's the only part I don't really care for. I don't care for the victim's remains. Fuck it. Okay. Can I get this to do extra damage to bleeding target? Ooh, look at that. Poison Cloud is also nice, but we poisoned the guy with my melee attack, so I guess that doesn't really fully matter. So, I'd rather just do this. Alright. There we go. It is time for us to face the Hand of the King with a really odd loadout. But I have some confidence in this. Okay. When he jumps in the air, that's when I should go onto the shield. Okay. Oh, he was doing the summon for enemies. Oh shit. Okay. I should heal. I was making some considerations there, but it wasn't a good idea. I was like, oh, I should parry, because parrying gives me a force field, and force fields keep me safe. And on paper, that sounds like a good idea, but it almost didn't. It almost screwed me over. All right, I should kill the elite last. Or I guess in this case, elite. Or elites. Oh no. That is really unfortunate. I'm gonna heal just in case. Woo! Do you have to do that kind of thing? Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh shit, okay. I didn't know if that was gonna instant kill me. I was completely and honestly just treating it like it was gonna instant kill me, and thankfully it didn't. Heal. Just in case. You fucking never know. I did it! Whew, what the hell is a symmetrical axe and why am I never gonna, or lance, and why am I never gonna get a chance to use on enemies? Symmetrical lance. 18,000 damage, or 27,000 DPS. Inflicts critical hits for 6 seconds if you quickly kill 2 enemies with this weapon. It can break shields, and has a 300% damage inflicted on enemies. Holy shit. And it increases 3 different stats. Boom. And what about this? Absorb. Is this the boss cell? Stem Cell 1. Modifies difficulty level and unlocks new options. Neato. War Spirit, you've done me well. Okay. Hello, King. Can we have a chat? Kill. Can I break this? Oh, no I can't. Well, I wanted to actually see if I could have a chat with you, King. I want to see what you think about this, but I guess I can either walk away or kill the king. Oh. I guess I have no choice but to kill the king. Long live the king, I guess. Okay. That run went incredibly well. And I didn't expect it to. Because I was like, alright, this is our first time trying the survival build. And I don't even have good shields yet. So it's probably going to take me a couple of runs of experimenting with the survival build in order to get this to really work. But yeah, we were able to do it, and that kind of, it's not, obviously that wasn't our first try at trying our hand at the boss, but wow, that worked out. Now, I don't think it fully came down to the fact that we were doing a survival build, because I only really had a 35% damage reduction, which is still a lot, but it's not like 75% damage reduction, which I think is the maximum amount that you can stack up to before it stops going up. And so I was kind of mostly there. I still had a ton of health by the end, but I think a lot of what it came down to was just the shield and the wolf traps. Both of those things allowed me to kind of completely negate certain enemies or certain parts of the boss. At the last boss, he didn't really care too much about the wolf trap, so I probably could have gone for the crusher for extra damage on him. He kind of, there were like, at max, I stopped him from moving for like 10 to 15 seconds overall with the wolf trap. But on the other bosses, it would have been more like 20 to 30 seconds, which is a really long fucking time for a boss to not be able to move at all. But the last guy doesn't care, so that probably should have just focused on like raw DPS. And now I'll know that a little bit more in the future. But the shield definitely helped me a little bit, or like a lot. Because there were a lot of times where I would parry in that boss fight, and I started noticing it myself, because I forgot that I had the force field thing on the shield, honestly. But there were a couple times where I would parry, and then he would fucking smack the shit out of me with his lance, and I'd just sit there and go, meh, I have a force field, I take 0 damage. And he would hit me again in the middle of that same force field, and boy oh boy, I think the force field saved me from at least 5 different attacks, which, you know, I didn't really use too many health flasks in the course of that fight, so I probably would have been fine if I had taken those attacks and just been mindful of my health. But no, that definitely worked out. And obviously parrying the attack in general means that I blocked an attack entirely. It also helps that I knew a little bit more about his attack patterns because I fought him once. It was a lot easier for me to try and go, oh shit, he's jumping into the air. I need to watch out for his rock damage because that fucked me over a lot. I think I only touched the spikes once or twice in the middle of that fight too. I touched them so many times in the first fight, but this time around, he would like push me into it, but I'd be spamming A, which I would normally be doing anyways, but I'd fucking spamming A and I just kept on saving myself from the spikes fucking somehow. Or maybe it was, I don't know. It's hard to tell because in the middle of the fight, there's so many fucking things going on. It's hard to tell the literal exact thing I had at every single second and memorize those things. I can only get like flashes of like, yeah, you know what, I did this and that worked out, but holy shit, that was nice. But okay, enough about the boss fight. What do we think about the game? Obviously, this is a roguelite, so I'm still probably gonna go into it a few times and try and go through a few of the other sections. There's still the spider rune that I have to get, and there are other bosses in the game that we haven't ran into. I don't think I'm gonna really do too much with the boss cell. I know that like the boss cell, the stem cell thing that we got increases the difficulty of the game, and then as you beat the game with that cell, you get another cell, and so you keep on being able to increase the game more and more and more. But I'm not really a fan of replaying games on like their harder difficulty unless there's like a straight linear story. For roguelites, meh. The game's already kicking my ass. I don't need to make it kick my ass like 5 times harder when I have so many other things to do, you know? But if this were the only game I had, this is really, really nice. This is a very well-constructed game and a very enjoyable one to play. Everything is very smooth. While it still kicks your ass a lot of times, the controls are so nice and crisp to use that you just kind of go, yeah, okay, all right, that was pretty fair. There are a lot of different ways that we can do this, and because it's a roguelite, you're unlocking things as you go on, and I like the way that they handled it here because there are a lot of other roguelite games where you still unlock stuff as you go on, but there's still shit you find later on in the game. You don't really get a chance to like start with some of your later items. You just go, I hope I get that far and get the cool stuff. And then you don't get completely screwed by really bad drops. But in this, you have a little bit more of a chance, especially since it feels like a lot more items are super viable. I say that knowing that I really didn't give certain items a chance, like, at all. And I'm gonna continue being like that. But from what I use, a lot of things I use, a lot of my deaths all my deaths were my own fault. But a lot of my deaths, half of my deaths I feel like were to cursed chests, and if I hadn't had those, I think those runs would have probably gone very well, because every time I grabbed a cursed chest, it was because I was feeling really good about that run. I was like, hell yeah, I've got awesome stuff. I can totally prevent damage from coming down onto me immediately, and then I'd get nipped by one fucking thing, and it'd be over in an instant. It was, most of those deaths were to those damn red leeches, the fucking teleporting pieces of shit with their super fast attack damage, son of a bitch. But this is fun. This is fun. I want to try out, at the very least, go against the other bosses, complete the other stages, and unlock the spider runes. Maybe beat the Hand of the King one more time, or at least unlock some of the other weapons. But at the same time, I do have to acknowledge that there are a lot of other things going on in terms of game releases, so I might not jump too immediately into these things. Just because I gotta be a little bit reasonable with where I'm going. But this was a lot of fun. This really was a lot of fun, and it's not even like too expensive a game. So if you're a person who really likes roguelites and you've watched this entire playthrough, I think you can see that this is a pretty fun game to play. I've seen people go in and play through those really hard modes too, and they could completely shit on the normal difficulty now, right? And it's great to see when you go back and look at the earlier gameplay. A lot of times. And it feels validating when you go back and you see, oh hey, when they first started off, they were dying all the way in the promenade and in the first area, the prison too. And then now, as they go on, they're getting better and better, they're dodging attacks, they're parrying shit, and they don't even care. They're just kicking bosses' asses without taking damage, or only getting hit like once or twice. And it's always cool to see that. And so I was really glad that we were actually able to beat this roguelite. Of course, that's because in terms of how long this one is a little bit on the shorter side. There are some other roguelites that I've played, which you can play for like an hour and a half or 2 hours in one run, and if you die, whoo, that was a big setback. Even this run, like this was like an hour and like 10 minutes, hours. Right now we're at an hour 17 minutes in terms of my recording, but that's because we're talking over these credits. But this is definitely a little on the shorter side for like the baseline levels. But I think if you go into the other levels, the harder ones, obviously if we go to the toxic sewers and then we go to the ossuary, if we can even go into the ossuary from the toxic sewers, which I don't know if you can. I don't think so. Okay, no. Now I know. I think you progress into the point where you get the spider rune, and then if you get the spider rune, you can go from the sewers into a place called the ancient sewers, and then that's the harder version of the sewers and everything else. So yeah, there's still a lot of things for us to discover, a lot of weapons for us to try out, and obviously, if you keep on throwing cells into things like the blacksmith who can make it so you just find upgraded weapons more often, that's a guarantee that like at some point, if you die 100 times, but you're still getting cells all along the way, at some point, if you're dumping your cells into the right areas, you're probably gonna get up to like an 80 to 100% chance to get plus quality items, and start reaching into the areas where you can get plus quality, plus quality, and suddenly your weapons are doing like 4 different stats worth of different variations, and it's really cool. But this is pretty great. The soundtrack was great, controls were pretty crisp, and while they had like inklings of a story, they did the standard like, hey, we're not going to tell you a direct story, you're just going to find snippets here and there, and you kind of figure out what's going on, and you're like, oh, okay, so there's some kind of sickness that like makes obviously people sick and kills them or makes them mutate, and the king is super paranoid, and the people working for him are super paranoid, and they're trying all these different experiments which have created all these monsters and all this other shit, and oh, all right. So you get the general gist, but I'd love to have like just a fucking timeline sometimes. I want to just be like, okay, so what exactly happened? What was the exact cause? But you don't always need one. I just sometimes would like one, or a lot of times would like one, because there are a lot of times we're getting into a point where a lot of games just don't give us the full story because it's mysterious. Regardless though, this was fun. I want to see what our stats were by the end of this. So we're skipping past on the credits. The king blew up, but I'm still here. Aha! Okay. Why did the king blow up? And I guess if I go back, why will the king respawn? Is he just a part of the island? Does the island keep on creating its inhabitants and all of us are doomed forever to live through this horror over and over again? I don't know. But I guess I'm going back down the pipes. Oh, I should have looked at my build there at the very end there, but you guys knew it. All right, let me go to the stat dude. I want to see what he has for us. Leave body. Oh, Jesus! Cool. Alright, so now I have the ability to just completely detach my head from the body. Or, well, not completely. But detach it to a pretty hardcore extent. Oh, I can bring the item back to me. That's hilarious. That's really funny. Alright. What do you got for us, buddy? I want to see how many times it took us to get through here. Total number of games, 29. Total number of games finished, 1. Oof. I had a lot of people being like, yeah, I finished on my 5th or 7th try. Definitely didn't do that. Although, to be fair, I did a lot of that, like, I think if I had focused more on the beating of the game rather than trying to get certain items at times, probably would have been fine. Because, holy shit. Look at this. I've acquired 2,700 cells, but I've only spent 1,800 of them. That means I've lost almost 1,000 cells to just random deaths. Holy hell. I could have the flask and certain upgrades by now. Oh well, it doesn't matter how many attempts it took us to beat the game. I did it. I finished. And hopefully in the future, Maybe we'll try a few more times because I like this game. This is a very addicting game to play, and I could probably play it for like hours and hours and hours. But for now, I've beaten the boss, and I have things I need to do. So I will see you guys later.